Hey guys, how you doing? Just get my breath. Yeah, I just it's been a busy day today. Got back from the gym and I worked with a client. I was thinking it might be a bit too late to do this stream, but then I thought I'll sod it, I'd rather do the live stream and work on my business and help you guys and tell you about an event that I've got coming up. Now, I really enjoyed this stream yesterday. I've been really having a serious think. Excuse me, probably for I'd say the last couple of years with the direction of the business and the coaching that I want to go in, because there's so many different directions that I can go in, which is good in a way. So I've been doing business coaching, which I really enjoy, only with select clients, people that are really committed, and that's been working well. I've been doing some a little bit of dating and relationship coaching, which in all honesty, I don't enjoy that as much as I used to the other stuff. But the coaching that I probably enjoy the most is the social anxiety coaching, and that really tends to be the majority of my audience anyway. It's kind of like a hidden market. And I was just reading an email here. I won't read the name, but it's a really great client that I work with on the weekend program, and it really made me think about the people that I want to continue to work with in the direction of the business. And it's quite a unique client in regards to what they need help with. And that's why I'm really trying to work on putting out the right videos and making the right programs, if that makes sense. Because the challenge that I have is that I've been coaching for almost 11 years and I've got many different skills. And it's like, well, do I just pick one area which I can do, be it social anxiety, or should I focus on different areas? Because I've done life coaching, I've done dating coaching, business coaching, social anxiety coaching, and I kind of enjoy all of them, but I'm starting to realize that maybe it's best that I pick one. And if someone said to me, you had to pick one, it would definitely be social anxiety. Is probably the most area that I'm most passionate about, being that I struggled with it, really bad when I started out, and it held me back. And pretty much, I mean, most of the people I work with have it. Even when I do the business coaching, um, you know, I help people to be successful in business. But even the people that I'm working with, to begin with, the reason why they're fearful of starting a business is because really, they know they have to face the social anxiety. So does that make sense? So yeah, I'm still developing things, changing things, which has been quite stressful for me, but at the same time, it's really exciting as well. So I thought I'd get that off my chest. So um, yeah, just going over this email. I was going to say, hold on, let me share this. I hope you guys are doing well. I really enjoyed the stream yesterday. You can ask me any questions. So yeah, I keep meaning to promote my weekend program. It fills up anyway, but I want to promote it out to more people because not everybody knows what it's about. I'm also thinking whether I should change the name, because confidence is something that I love as well. But I think, see, this is the tricky thing with my business and my coaching. If I said to someone, do you need help with social anxiety? Most of you would say yes, because you want to improve it. But some people don't know that term. Like they lack they want to get more confident with people in life, and social anxiety would be a term that they don't really relate. They don't really recognize that term, but it's the same problem, if that makes sense. So when I do the weekend confidence programs, I love that name. I made the name myself. It will appeal to a certain market, so I can get the right people and help them and get the right clients. But there are some people that might not recognize that as something that they're looking for and they need help with, if that makes sense, which is why I'm considering maybe changing it to the weekend social anxiety program, and then having an underline, improve your confidence, which it does. Does that make sense, guys? So they're my two passions that I like working in: confidence, social anxiety. Because obviously, when you've got really bad social anxiety, to a large degree, you're lacking in confidence. You lack the confidence to trust yourself in new social situations and to be able to express yourself and speak and so forth. So yeah, these are some of the things that is the comment section working? Could one of you write a question just to make sure? I'll say hello. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing questions. So yeah, what I'm going to do is, at the moment, it's weird. It's always an excuse when people say it, but I generally just feel that I've been really, really snowed under, really busy. I've been coaching like long-term clients, which I've really enjoyed, and I've been going to the gym. I really need to, on the weekend, I need to get some days aside. And I need to really focus on the bigger direction of my business, because there's many things that I need to decide and I need to do. And when I start talking about it, I get really excited. But when you sit down and you think about things, you get stressed out. So it's almost like I've been busy coaching people, and I haven't had as much time to do to actually promote my programs and explain more about what I offer and so forth. So been thinking about that, but I can't wait to develop it, get a new website, and make a decision. A really tough decision to make, because people want dating coaching, which I can do. They want business coaching, which I love. They want social anxiety coaching. So there's just such a big market, and I'm trying to either cater for all of those different markets or pick one market, and that's really challenging. So I kind of go back and forward. And then there's also the fitness stuff that I like, but I'm not gonna do coaching for that. Hi, Jonathan. How do one end a relationship with a girlfriend because of health problems? Thank you. Sorry, mate, I didn't fully understand your question because of the grammar. Did you mean how do you end a relationship with your girlfriend because you've got health problems or because she's got health problems? I didn't quite understand the question. Right. So, yeah, just got so much stuff to do um, for the business, so much stuff. I'll wait for you to rewrite your question because I didn't quite understand the way you've written it. Do you mean that your girlfriend's got health problems, or have you got health problems? And I need to know a bit more. Ending relationships is not an easy thing to do, and it's complicated because I don't know, obviously, all the ins and outs of your relationship. So if you could tell me a bit more, I might be able to give you my opinion. Yeah, I'm just reading this email. This is just helping me sort of make a decision on the market. So I get regular emails like this of people saying, I'm interested in doing some of your programs, the Weekend Confidence program. Um, I'm struggling with starting conversations with people, making new friends, and also initiating conversations with women. You see, this is quite a unique type of client. It's pretty much me many years ago, so I get it. But what I'm trying to say is, I get it when people email me. I know what they need help with. But when I'm trying to sometimes explain on the live streams and sell the program, it's a little bit challenging. So this client I work with is a great guy. He's like quite a few clients I work with. So effectively, he had social anxiety, not just with women, but with people in general. And he wanted to He wanted to get more confident with women in his dating life so he could get a girlfriend in the end. But he also wanted to be more confident at work because he said here that he basically said that he was confident, but then his social anxiety came back, and then he wanted to get his confidence back, which I understand. And he also wanted to learn how to, you know, build better quality like friendships, obviously with guys. So it's a combination of a few things, and that's why I said before when I did the live stream yesterday, guys, that it's quite a challenge for me because there are some people online will they help people like their therapists, they help people that have got social anxiety, but it's a bit different to the way I do it because um, I get some people emailing me saying, well, I've just got social anxiety with women and I need coaching for that, which I can do. But this guy, my friend, many clients, he wanted coaching, with regards to being able to speak to people in general. So that's slightly different rather than, just wanting to get confident with women, with one gender. This client wants to be confident at making male friends and then getting a girlfriend and then being confident at work. Does that make sense, guys? So I've had to adjust my weekend program for that need, which I really enjoy doing. And that's really where my teaching has gone anyway, because some people are confused. Because obviously I've changed my teaching over the years from when I started. So if that resonates with any of you, I have a weekend confidence program coming up on March, let's get the right date, the 11th and the 12th. And I'm going to be taking 4 students maximum in London. It's a 2-day experience where you get to practice having real conversations with women and within the group guys, so you get to speak to people and build confidence. It's an amazing experience. Okay, well, that hasn't really got much to do with the program. This is not this is not a hairstyling channel, and but anyway, I appreciate your comments. But yeah, we're talking about social anxiety today, and the program that I'm offering. But wish you the best, man. So yeah, the program's on the 11th and the 12th, and it's a weekend intensive. And I can explain to you more what happens on the program. It's pretty straightforward what we do, and it's really effective. What I've been doing with the clients, last program I've done is, you know, they meet me, we go for a meet and greet. I take them to a nice coffee shop in St James's Park or a hotel, sit down, have a coffee, and I get to know my clients. I get to know what their struggles are. I would say the conversation. I'm not a therapist, but it's similar, I guess, to therapy in that we sit down. I'm a lot more easygoing, personable. That's how I teach. I think that's the best way to do it for me. That works. No, but I get people to, they voluntarily open up about what they're struggling with, and then I help them to set goals. And the confidence that my clients get is massive with sitting down with me and having a conversation and having coffee, especially in public places where people can get more relaxed. And then after doing that for an hour or so, I take the clients out and get them to have conversations with people in public, and it's just it's incredible results. And I always say it. I mean, for those of you that have not done the program, haven't seen it, it's it's very very rare that someone is rude to you um, because because we're being really positive and really genuine. And it's quite bizarre that a lot of people would think that if you went out and spoke to strangers that they might think that you're weird or not want to speak to you. But if you're respectful and you're positive and you're genuine, most people will speak to you. Most women will speak to you unless they're in a rush and they got to go somewhere. And obviously that's something that you just have to not take personal, and you have to accept and move on and speak to someone else. So it's all about exposure, which some of you know, some of you may not. It's all about coming out of your house, meeting new people. And as I said, obviously a lot of you know me on YouTube. You've been following me. Some of you haven't met me in person, but for my clients that do the weekend program, for most of them, it will be the first time meeting me. So it's not personal with me, but they still got to meet a person, and that's a fear they have. So you gain confidence by spending a weekend with me and with the students as well, speaking to them. So you get in to have so much social practice, and that's what gives you confidence. That's what helps you to overcome this problem. I think as well, having someone to speak to who has also overcome social anxiety and has a lot of experience, who can understand what you're going through. And also, I know what you need to do to overcome it. I know the sort of routine that you've got to build in your life, the goals and things like that. So I have so much experience, and it's pretty easy for me to transfer that over, especially when clients are committed. And to be honest, they always are. Once they spend the money, they make the financial investment. People always commit more when they spend money. We're all like that. I'm the same. When I did coaching and I spent money and I worked with my mentor, I never missed a session, and I showed up and I learned a lot because when you spend the money, it makes you value it more. So there's a huge advantage to investing, spending money on a program, whether it's my program or you go and work with another coach. It really does help you to change your life. And I always say to my clients as well, the ones that even ask me, you're going to make more money in the future, because when you invest money in your confidence and in your mental health and your social skills, you become better at building relationships with people, and making money and building a business or improving your career or asking your boss for a pay rise. These are skills that you learn through getting confident and getting over social anxiety, if that makes sense. I hope you guys get it. Makes total sense to me and my clients. So I'm going to leave this stream up because I know it acts as a video. And how long to the program now? Time always goes really quick. So it's the 23rd. That's a week. We got, yeah, I guess it's about 3 weeks time. So it's going to go quick. So there's only 4 spaces if anybody wants to apply for the weekend confidence program, which is for people that want to overcome social anxiety, for guys who want to get more confident with people, and maybe specifically women if you want to eventually go on a date and get a girlfriend, or if you just want to be more confident with people in general. Listen, whatever you want to do, the program is going to help you to be more confident with people in general, whether it's going on dates, whether it's family, job interviews, friends, meeting new people, public speaking, business meetings. The thing that I'm really passionate about, that I realized I'm going to make more videos on the channel to help more people. When I first started out with facing my fears and getting over my social anxiety, I never like, I kind of realized, I kind of knew deep down, I used to say, oh, well, I only really have some fear talking to women. But the real truth was, I had fear with really talking to people in general. But once I started to go out and socialize more, I then had the courage to actually be honest and go, yeah, this anxiety, this social problem that I have, this awkwardness, this kind of shyness, this inability to express myself, um, it um it has really improved, and it's enabling me to improve every aspect of my life. And for me, I just see that as such a positive thing. Like, why would you only want to get confident with women when you could be confident in all areas of life, if that makes sense? Like, why wouldn't you want to be confident with your family, with your fellow male friends, um, and with women, and with work, and with life? Does that make sense? So when guys say things to me like, and I understand it, well, I just want to be really confident of women. It's like, well, I understand that, and that's not a bad goal to have, but confidence is really, it's an all-round thing, and if you're lacking in certain areas, it's going to affect you with women anyway. So yeah, the weekend confidence program, it helps you to be more confident in all social situations, um, in all different relationships, and that's really the direction. Um, well, that's where my coaching's gone already, but I'm going to, publicize it more and explain it more on the channel because a lot of people may not know that. So I'm looking forward to the challenge of explaining that and putting more videos out and more live streams. So I'm just getting a response to a friend here. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to promote the program more because the last few programs they filled up without me promoting them. But I still feel like I want to advertise it more so more people know about this program because it's such a life changing program. And when I was starting out and I wanted to improve my social anxiety, there wasn't any programs like this. I would have loved a program that specifically focused on social anxiety because that's what I had a problem with. Although there were some groups that I went to, they were pretty good, but they weren't, they're okay, but they didn't push us enough. It was a little bit too comfortable. No, that's all right, mate. It doesn't bother me. I really don't get upset or get angry if people are critical. I just see it as a compliment. So appreciate you saying that. It's nice that you're loyal and you stick up for me and stuff. And yeah, I believe in Jesus as well, but at the same time, I don't mind if people are critical. It's just I'm used to it. I've been getting it for since when I first started. I'm actually grateful for the critics, to be honest. If it wasn't for the critics, I wouldn't be successful. I wouldn't have confidence because um, I think the critics. Do you know what the critics done? I need to make a video about this. The critics freed me from my fear because when years ago I was so frightened of criticism because I was scared and insecure at that time, and I didn't go out and make money and get a girlfriend and help people and be successful because I was always like, oh well, what if someone shouts at me or trolls me or bullies me or threatens me? So when I first started my business, some of you probably interested to know this. I'm sure everyone is because for some reason negativity seems to spread faster than positivity, which is a shame. But when I first started my business, I got all this. I had like a hate campaign of these guys online that I'd never met before, and they were saying they're going to beat me up and all these horrible things. And it concerned me at the time, because I was coming from a background where, anyway, in the end, I met some of these guys in person, and they were just nice people that were a bit lost, and a couple of them apologized to me, and nothing came of it, and I wasn't scared of them anymore, and I wasn't going to I won't bully them because that's not something that I would feel good about doing. But I wasn't going to let them bully me. So anyway, in the end, they stopped doing it, and one of them came up to me and apologized, and I told him that I forgave him. No problem, right? We all make mistakes. So after that situation, it never really bothered me getting criticized online. I wasn't, I'm not saying that to be like arrogant, but someone criticizing me on YouTube or in the comment section, it doesn't scare me anymore. I've been through so much in my life. It's almost like I don't feel the emotion, whatever people say, even if they say, um, I'm losing my hair, because I already know that I'm losing my hair. It doesn't, I'm still good looking. I'm still confident. I'm still grateful. I still love what I do. So it doesn't bother me. But I know there's a lot of people, it really bothers people. And I understand that. Some people would they wouldn't be able to sleep, or they would close the live stream, they'd quit their business. But I ain't built like that, It's and I meet too many good people. Most of the people on this channel are nice people. My clients are like really good people. So it I don't know, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't do anything because I went through that so many times, and I think that's what I teach people is that if you keep generally, if you keep facing a fear that frightens you, eventually it doesn't scare you no more. And I think it goes back as well to my childhood. I got bullied a lot in school, which is far more scary than someone criticizing you on a keyboard, because it's just words. You can't physically, you can't hit me. So in school, there were some tough kids that used to start on me, and other kids, and eventually I overcame that, by learning self-defense and standing up to them. So it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. If anything, these people just spread. They grow my business. I'm not joking, and this is not being smug. The people who criticize or say things about me, whether it's mostly lies you know, or whatever they're going to say, that they market me for free. They don't even realize they're doing that, and then I end up making more money, helping more people, or more subscribers, or people will go and check my videos because someone will say, "Oh, there's a guy, he's saying bad things about you." I'm like, I don't even watch it. I don't care. And then everybody will watch the video. They'll come back to my channel. So, critics play quite an important role um, in building a business. Not that I would criticize people, because that's too negative. So that's my explanation as to, I've just been through too much in life for that. It doesn't bother me at all. I just find it just, you just feel sorry for people like that. They're not in a good place. Yep. It's actually one of the things that I help. Well, I've helped quite a lot of clients with, who I'm doing business coaching with. One of the first questions I get when I'm teaching people how to build a business, especially from YouTube, is, how do you deal with criticism, trolling? People are very scared of that when they're starting out. So I coach a lot of my clients through that, and I really explain to them how to build a strong mindset and how to not be afraid of that. Because if you're afraid of being criticized on YouTube or in anything, then you're going to go broke. You're not just going to go broke. It's not just about money. It can affect that. Your whole life is going to be living in fear, because you are controlled, under the premise that if someone criticizes you, it's going to like ruin your whole life, and you can't be that weak. You got to be stronger than that. Otherwise, people are controlling your life. You're in a prison. Can't live like that. And another thing that I help people with, and I'm really good at, I'm sure you guys notice, people get, like one of the critics said in the comment, people get embarrassed if there's only 2 or 3 people in the stream, but I have no sense of embarrassment, and I'll tell you why. Well, respectfully, because I've made so many viral videos over the years, and that's not as good as people think. I've had so much success, and I've also had a lot of failure, and I don't see it the same way. I don't see failure like most people do. So if I had no one on the stream, I'd still say that's success. If I've got 1 or 6 people, or 20 or 30, I'm still showing up to help people make a difference, and I know I'm doing something good, so I feel great. And you become more confident when you're not embarrassed about no one coming on the video, or one person. And I know eventually the numbers always go up when you're putting out something really honest, and you're helping people, and you're genuine, which I am. And so many people around the world email me and say that my story or my teaching has changed their life, or it's helped them, or in so many ways. I'm not going to read into something and make it a negative when I really don't feel that way. Now, everyone else might not see things the way I do. That's fine. That's your choice. But I don't see it like that. See, now we got 9 on the stream. So, it doesn't really matter to me. When I remember doing an event, this is a true story, guys, right? One person turned up, and this was a meetup group where usually there would be 30, there would be 40, there would be 20. Now, at the time, I was embarrassed because this was like 8 years ago when I was starting out as a teacher. But it's an interesting story that the one guy that came, we went into Pret coffee shop, and I coached him, and he got his notepad, and he he wrote things down that I gave him, and he was so happy with the experience, and he was really pleased that he got all of my attention to himself because he was the only one who turned up. The crazy thing is, right, I helped that man. I think it was £10 at the time for this event. Wasn't much money, but he got so much value that he ended up getting back in contact with me, and he did my paid coaching. So the moral of the story is, if I would have thought like most people, I would have resigned and quit. Now, the next talk that I done, remember I told you guys that only one person turned up, and it was a bit embarrassing. The future talks, 5 turned up, 10 turned up, 20, 30, 40 plus, a room full of people. So I never quit. You will fail your way to success, as the great Les Brown says, providing that you don't quit. Jonathan, how do I beat laziness? I lack motivation. I don't have any drive. Thank you. Well, here's a good lesson today, right? I'm going to share with you that I learned. And sometimes these things just come to you. Do you know what laziness is, right? Because we can all be lazy, and the lack of motivation. And I don't mean this to be smug or clever. It's fear and it's depression. Whenever a person, I've been through this myself as well, so I speak from experience. Whenever a person is consistently, that's true as well, Jimmy, that's true. When someone says to me, I've lost motivation, I'm procrastinating, it's because they're depressed, right? That's depression and fear. Yes, Jimmy's also right. Within depression and fear, definitely a fear of failure is also in there as well. So effectively, it's fear. So how about this, right? This is not just to Don, this is to everyone, all of us. If you really want to overcome this and get out of it, you've got to be brutally honest. I believe, I get my clients to do this in my coaching without forcing them, because obviously they pay me and they give me permission. So instead of saying, I'm not motivated, what you can say, well, I'm so scared, I'm not feeling good, I'm depressed. You can do it with a coach, or by watching my videos, or getting, or really being determined. But yeah. Well, I think many people think that. I think many people think that getting rich would solve their problems. I mean, there's probably some truth in that, but there's another viewpoint. There's many people that are rich, but they're really miserable. But yeah, why not make it a goal? Why not achieve it? See if it does solve all your problems. I mean, it certainly will solve your financial problems if you're rich, but I don't think being rich is going to necessarily solve your problems in other areas of life if you don't find things in your life that you enjoy. I mean, I haven't had millions and millions of pounds. I've made quite a lot of money over the years, and I can tell you, there's been times where I've made a lot of money, and it didn't make me happy because I wasn't happy in other areas of my life. There's been times where I might not have had much money, but I was very happy, because I was successful in other areas. So it's one of those things. Again, people are going to have their opinions on it, but we kind of know by looking at the facts of life that the amount of celebrities that have got millions, and some of those people are very unhappy. So, but yeah, it's human nature to think that. I've often had that thought myself, but if you was to really put it to the test, you probably find out that it won't work. I worked with a client many years ago, and this was when I was starting out. This was when I was very successful. He was a multi-millionaire. He owned a record label and all these things. He was a lot older than me at the time. I think he was in his 50s, late 50s. And he told me himself, he was unhappy because his wife left him, and he had millions, and he was very, very unhappy, very bitter. And that's why he was a good guy. That's why I was coaching him. I was helping him, and he had way more money than I did, but I was such a happy person. Why was I happy? Well, I had enough money, I had a girlfriend, and I was living my purpose. And I helped him a lot. I helped him to get into a much better situation. So money, having lots of money necessarily isn't going to fix all your problems, but there's nothing wrong with making money, and because we all need a certain amount of money. There's no doubt about that. Oh yeah, sorry. Back to your question, right? So how do you beat laziness and lack motivation? That's a good question. It's kind of difficult to answer on the stream, but I'll do my best. Well, I think you need to get a mentor, if I'm being honest, because if you can't do it on your own, then that's when you need support. So to answer your question, the way that you beat motivation when you lack laziness and lack motivation is you need support. You need someone that can push you and support you, unless you can do it on your own, which I've understood that at the moment you're struggling. So you need to get a teacher, you need a mentor. The big role that coaching plays, and it's always the simple things that work. My client said it the other day. I was working with him, and he said to me, because I get feedback, I ask them, I say, what is it? What aspect of my coaching do you get the most value from? Why do you pay me? Why are you doing the long term coaching? And one of the clients that I work with, he said to me, it's the mindset, it's what you teach, it's the way that you help me to think about my problems and my fears. That's why I do your paid coaching. Another one of my clients said it's the emotional support. It's having someone, he said to me, having someone that is not judgmental, who cares, who understands, and who has also been through the problems that he has been going through and has overcome them. So effectively, a lot of the clients tell me that the value of my coaching is the mindset, the support, the experience, someone who genuinely cares, which I do, and someone who understands and knows how to overcome these problems. So it's the support, it's having that support, that experience. Yeah, that's a good point, Jimmy. There's a lot of truth in what you said there. Now, for me, obviously, every like what Jimmy said there is true within all those things. Like, happiness consists of, living your purpose, building wealth, having a balanced lifestyle. You're definitely right. The way I would sum it up and the way I teach people to find happiness is through taking action. That's the only way that I found happiness in my life and continued. When I wasn't taking action, I was such a depressed, unmotivated, sad person because I wasn't getting that connection, with yourself. So there is a spiritual element and an emotional, psychological element where I think all men need to connect to themselves, and you can't connect to yourself truly by just sitting on your ass at home every day and avoiding and not facing things. You've got to get out and be a warrior and challenge yourself. So taking action will eventually lead you to happy places, purpose, improve your finances, improve your relationships. Um, Sorry, there, getting the message on the phone. That's great. My one of my events is filling up. I can't wait. I've got an event on Sunday, but yeah, you guys are giving me some more ideas to do on the channel. Yeah, as I said, man, I'm definitely going in. well, it's been an ongoing thing. I'm going in a new direction with my coaching and the channel and the business. I'm quite excited about it. I don't fully know exactly how it's going to look, but it's already happening. I mean, I'm doing an event. This is a free event which you guys are welcome to come to. I'm holding it on Meetup. I don't know if you can see on my phone there. I don't think you can see that. Um, so this is titled. This is an event I'm doing. It's called "How to Quit Your Job and Start Your Own Business: Confidence Building." And we have. I've got. Okay, there's 2 people not going. There's 11 people attending. That's quite a lot of people, which is great. So this is all about how to overcome your fear and live your purpose and start your own business. So that's a complete different direction. I never thought I'd be doing that when I first started out as a dating coach. Crazy how things can change. So that's an event. And then that's this Sunday. And then on the 5th, I'm doing a different event, which is for dating, how to respectfully approach women. And this is for guys who've got social anxiety. So, you know, many different topics and teachings. Yeah, I'm sure at some point you guys are going to want to come to my events. We've been getting a lot of people turning up. If you guys would like to see, well, I've been posting pictures on Instagram of some of the events, the meetups. I'm really proud of them. They're really growing. They're really growing in numbers. I was saying before, I'm going to have to get a bigger venue because yeah, the numbers are just getting bigger and it's getting a little bit more challenging um, to fit everyone in. The venues that I'm hiring are really nice, but the spaces are sort of limited. Once I bring in like more than 10 or 12 people, it's a little bit of a struggle. But that's something that I'm gonna have to adjust to soon. Right, again, we're going to promote again. So, weekend confidence program for those of you that are just coming on this video later on. March the 11th, 12th. This is for men that have got social anxiety that want to get better at speaking to women, to people, be more confident with their family, with their dating life, with their male friends, with new people, with public speaking, any social situation that you want to be more confident in. My weekend confidence program, which is for social anxiety, is going to help you to do that 100%. Providing that you're committed. Now, obviously, if you're not committed and you don't have the right attitude, then I can't help you. As good as I am at coaching and the programs, I can't work with someone if they're like, well, I'm not really that motivated. I don't really want to do it. I don't really care about my life. Then you're going to have to go and see I don't know, maybe a therapist or someone that can help you to get into a better place. So you've got to be committed, and I can really help you. But yeah, it's an interesting one. That it's interesting. I'm not having a go at Don, but how we use these kind of polite words to hide behind the truth. So we use words like "I don't have motivation," "I'm procrastinating," "I'm lazy." These are all kind of like they're very acceptable words, but if we dig beyond the surface of these words, we will come to the truth and say, well, why are you not motivated? I know some people have good reasons, right? There are certain things in life that happen that are not fair, but generally people are not motivated because what Jimmy was saying, they're afraid of failing. They care too much about what people think. They're afraid of success. They have massive social anxiety. They don't want to get uncomfortable. They don't want to challenge themselves. They don't want to face the suffering of facing life, of facing responsibilities. And I get that. I've been there. So my whole thing is about it's not judging you or it's not judging yourself, but it's about being completely honest about what you want to achieve and why you're not doing it, and then you can move forward. And I always feel like the honesty sets you free, because there's one thing saying, well, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, but I'm just not motivated. The pain of lying or not getting to the truth, it hurts really bad. And I've seen clients in a lot of pain when I've worked with them, and then I've seen them change. Um, I've seen the relief when they've been able to get out what's bothering them, and then they're not in pain. So, I feel like you've got to be real and honest with yourself. I try and live by that myself. If there's things that I'm not happy about, I try and be honest with myself and say, well, you know, why am I in pain, or why am I suffering, or why am I not motivated? And when I really get to the truth, it's like, well, I'm not motivated because I'm scared. I'm afraid of what people think, or I don't want to put the work in. I don't want to work hard. I'm impatient. It's all in that area. It's all in that category. And that's where my coaching comes in. I've sat with clients before in coaching sessions and had, in-depth conversations, and then they've said to me, "Look, I'm not happy in my life." I'm like, "Great, that's a good start." I mean, it's not great you're not happy. At least you're honest. Why are you not happy? Well, I don't like my job. I don't really enjoy my relationships. It's like, okay, that's a start. Well, why don't you change it? It's like, I can't be bothered. It's like, well, that's not going to help you. You should be bothered, because why complain then? If you don't like your job and it's making you miserable and it's wearing you down and it's affecting your mental health, you should care for yourself. You should care to change it. Otherwise, you're going to stay in the same position. Now, we're not saying it's easy. We're not saying that there's not going to be fear and anxiety. There is. But if you own these things and accept it, then you can overcome it. But if you're not honest and you're not truthful, then it's quite difficult to motivate yourself out of a job that you don't enjoy into a new position that you do enjoy. And a lot of the times people are scared to start something new. I've done a session the other day with one of my former clients. He's an amazing guy. I'm not just saying that because he did my coaching and he paid me, but he generally is an amazing man. I'll tell you why. Because this young man, I worked with him quite a few years ago. He had bad social anxiety with women and people, right? He had a stutter. He would stutter a lot, and it really embarrassed him. And he was very shy. And he committed to my 6 weeks program. Shortly after, the confidence that he gained was just incredible. He got a girlfriend. He started to speak more to his parents, which he used to have a problem with. He made friends. Then he faced his fear. He went to university, which I think is great, and he started to study history, which is a topic that he loved. But he contacted me recently. Actually, he came to one of my free events. We connected, and he contacted me. He said, "Look, I'm lost in my life at the moment. I'm not enjoying university. I want to drop out of university, and I want to start my own business." But he wasn't 100% sure what he was going to do because of his financial situation. I said, "Well, listen, just want to ask you, like, what's your parents say? Are they supportive?" Right? I was looking out for him because he's younger than I am. And he said, "Yeah, like, they're a bit worried, but, he said his dad was quite supportive because he respects his decision." So it's very brave that, him quitting university when he's worked hard to get there because he's not enjoying uni. And he told me that he wants to work in IT. I said, "Great." He's found it. We sat down. We done a 2-hour business coaching session in London over coffee. He asked me some questions. He wanted my advice because I've got experience in quitting jobs and starting a business successfully. And I told him what he needed to do. We got a strategy down, and he's already going towards it. And we had a great session, and he emailed me, and so he's a great man because he's got so much guts to be honest about what he's not happy with, and he's changing it. So you can only respect someone that's doing that. And I said to him in person the same thing. Somebody that says, "Look, I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with my weight." Maybe you're 20 pounds overweight and you got depressed about being overweight. Uh, you know, it's great when someone goes, "I'm not happy with it. I want to change it," and then they go and change it. Sometimes it is easier than that. People they don't want to accept that although something can be difficult, if you really put your mind to it and you give it everything you've got, it's not that hard. It isn't that hard. I remember when I first quit one of my jobs, everyone was saying to me, what are you going to do? You're crazy. How are you going to make a living? Your business idea doesn't sound possible, being a dating coach. And I said, listen, don't worry about your opinion. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put everything into this. And shortly after I did, it wasn't easy, but listen, it was scary for me. I told this to my client because I was explaining to him that I know how he feels. I know the fear. It's terrifying when you're in a job and you don't enjoy it and it doesn't pay that well, but it's paying your security, your rent, your livelihood. To quit that job when you don't have much savings and to jump in the deep end and start your own business when you're not 100% sure that it's going to work, it's very, very frightening. It really does trigger the human psyche, the fear. But if you're passionate and you believe in it and you want it bad enough, you'll do everything you can to make it happen. And that's where it's easy. So, like I said earlier, contradictory, people will say, "Oh, you don't understand though, Jonathan. It's hard. I can't just quit my job because what am I going to do for money? How am I going to pay the rent? Or everyone's going to think I'm crazy." But that's what's keeping you in the job that you don't enjoy. You're gonna be there for 30 years. You'll be there forever. Whereas if you say, "Yeah, I'm scared. I am terrified. I am worried," but if you committed 100%, I guarantee, especially with a mentor, especially if you had me coaching you or someone experienced in business, you will make more money. You will. It will work. Ah, nice one, Tom, man. What a surprise, man. Same to you, man. Enjoy your event on Sunday, man. Really appreciate it, man. So, like I was saying earlier, to the gentleman in the stream that says, I don't know why I'm not motivated, I'm lazy. I've just explained to you the reason why you're feeling that way. It's because you're very frightened of moving forward and making the changes that you need to make. So, it's not that hard. When you've got no choice, that's when you fully commit. Like I said earlier, many years ago, when I started my business, I didn't have nothing to fall back on. I didn't have any money and I didn't have anything, no savings, no safety net, no rationalizations. Everything was invested in building my dating coaching business. It had to work. If it didn't work, obviously I wouldn't die. I was going to be in a situation where I was going to be unemployed with no savings, no one to fall back on, no one to give me money or help me. And, it was a situation where I would be homeless and have to go and live with my parents, which was something that at the time, I didn't want to do. So it forced me to make it work. And I think sometimes, I know it can sound cruel, if more people were in a situation where they had to make it work, they'd do it. They'd have no choice. They would try more. But people are not in that situation. They're in a situation, most of you are in a situation where you have enough money to pay the rent and get by. You're probably in a job that you don't really enjoy, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't be grateful, but you're not happy. It makes you miserable. All right, Timmy, mate. Yeah, I've really learned that lately. The more coaching that I do with people and the more fears that I face, people have got too many choices, and those choices are causing them to be in a prison. a mental and emotional prison which is built up from fear, depression, procrastination, social anxiety, the fear of what other people think, the fear of growing, the fear of change, the fear of responsibility, all these different psychological fears, and the fear of letting go of relationships and jobs that they don't want to be in order to get to the relationships that they do want to be in. So, something to be said and learned today um, for many people that want to improve their life. And that's why having a coach makes it like when I look back in my life, if I would have had me coaching me or someone like me, it would have been so much easier than it was. So much easier. Like my 28-year-old self, if I would have had me at 39, 40, does that make sense? Or someone like me coaching me every week, man, I would have changed my job so much quicker. So a lot of people also make the mistake, and I see it on this channel. They're too scared to invest in coaching. They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to face their fears, and that's why they don't make more money, and that's why they don't change. That's why they get stuck and they're not happy because they're not making the investment of an experienced teacher that can help them, support them, give them confidence, give them encouragement, give them love, give them a good feeling, also tell them the truth, tell them the truth that their friends won't tell them and their parents. It's life changing and it's life saving. My client said it yesterday, Philip. He said to me, he said, "You know what, Jonathan?" He said, "People that attack coaches and they don't believe in it and they think it's a scam or because there's money involved." He said they don't understand the value that you get from your coaching. And I said, I know that. I said, you know that, and I know that because you see the value that you're getting from doing my coaching. You're making more money. You've built a business. You've been on 20 something dates. You're changing people's lives. You've got so much confidence. And you're also blessing my life because you've come into my life. You blessed me financially. I've blessed you back financially. You're a nice person to work with. We have a good relationship and you're blessing one another. But someone who's ignorant will be like, "Oh, it's a scam. Oh, coaching doesn't work. Oh, it's not." They don't get it. They don't get it. They're lost, man. I understand that it's ignorance. I tell you what, Timmy, man, your jokes are brilliant. They never cease to amaze me, and your humor's different. I love it. I love that you're different, and it makes me laugh. Timmy, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave it there with you because these are territories that I'm not an expert in, but I like that you speak your mind. Timmy's not afraid to say his opinion and express his views. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Um, Now I'm really trying to get people to understand the value and listen. I'm not just trying to get you to understand the value of my paid coaching, which I am. I want you guys to understand the value of you taking action on your fears. So that goes to people that are never going to do my coaching. I've got no motivation. I'm still helping you. That's what I love to do. You have to understand the value of taking action, because if you don't, then you're not going to be happy. Unfortunately, in my experience, you're not going to break out of the rut that you're stuck in. Whether that's social anxiety, whether that's lacking confidence, whether that's changing the shape of your body, whether that's um, overcoming the fear of criticism. You're not going to get past these things if you do not understand the value of facing fear. When I understood the value of facing fear years ago, I literally felt what's the word? Well, I didn't physically cry. I did at some point, but inside the joy that I felt in my heart because I was searching for answers for so many years as to how can I get past this depression? How can I stop feeling like this? These horrible, horrible feelings of feeling that I'm not good enough. How do I get past this problem where I can't get a girlfriend, I can't get a date, I can't do public speaking, can't do all these things? How do I get past these demons? When I started to face fear, boom, the realization came. And I'll tell you how the realization came. It was a feeling, it was an experience, and the feeling felt really, really good. You know, you know what, Timmy, man, I appreciate you speaking your mind. I'm not going to speak on these things because I don't want my channel getting taken down. We're living in sensitive times, and this is not my area of expertise. So I appreciate, I agree with freedom of speech, right? People can speak their mind. But I'm going to speak on what I'm qualified to speak on. And what I'm qualified to speak on is how to overcome fear, how to build confidence, how to improve mental health, and how to live your purpose. Um, so yeah, you know, once I experienced that, I really valued it, and I was like, wow. So I value confidence, and confidence comes from, yep, confidence comes from authenticity, but true confidence comes from consistently facing fear. That's how all successful people become good. Some of them don't say that. They that's not their way of explaining it. I know it's a fact. The top boxers are very good at boxing. Yeah, they're talented, but it's because they face their fear many times they get in the ring. No, no. I mean, listen, man. No, that's not a good idea. And listen, again, it's not my area. I'm not I don't, I don't coach people on how to overcome alcohol addiction. I know it's a sensitive subject, respectfully, and I don't judge people if they want to drink, right? Because I've drank in my life. But your question, absolutely not. It's not a good idea to drink alcohol before you speak to people or speak to women. No, because you're not developing confidence naturally. You're using an alcohol. It's not good. It doesn't work. If that was the case, then all of us wouldn't bother working on our confidence. So I see where you're coming from, but it don't work. It didn't work for me, and you don't want to ruin your health. Um, nah, it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. I mean, can you imagine? I'd never do it, but imagine as a professional coach myself, if I just drunk loads of alcohol and then and then started coming coaching you guys, clients. How would you feel about that? You wouldn't work with me. You wouldn't spend the money, and I wouldn't do that anyway. It's making me laugh. But if I come on the live streams drunk, or if I went and met my clients and had a couple of whiskeys and got drunk and then was coaching them, it's not professional. It's not. There's not integrity in that. So I gotta say no. I don't think that's a good idea. But listen, you're your own adult. You make your own decisions. Yeah. It's different, I think, like, if you wanna celebrate, right, and have a couple of drinks with friends, then I don't see anything wrong with that, or if you wanna have a drink with your girlfriend, or that's different. But using Dutch courage to overcome social anxiety, no, no. No, no confidence coach, no honest teacher, no therapist would ever tell their clients or students, "Before you go out to get some confidence, drink alcohol." It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Personally, for me, I would say, go and hit the punch bag, go and do some boxing, or go and go. I went for swimming today. Go and do some exercise, and then go and speak to women or people. or whatever you guys call it, approaching, because you're getting like natural confidence from the training. Remember what I said earlier, guys? When one of you commented, isn't it embarrassing that there's only 3 people on my stream? And I said, it doesn't embarrass me one bit. And I gave you my reasons, and now there's 10 people on the stream. So if I would have, I'm going to give you some examples on how to change your mindset. If I would have got embarrassed earlier on and went, oh, there's only 3 people on the stream, let me switch off the video, we wouldn't be up to 10 people. So this is what a lot of people are afraid to go through and grow through. They don't want to go through, oh, what if? That would be embarrassing, failure. And you never succeed like that. Failure equals success. Whether there's no person on the stream, whether there's one person, whether there's 2, 3, 10, or 10,000 or a million, the energy is still the same. Still here to make a difference, to teach, do what I love, and to have a great time. You're funny. Timmy says boxing isn't very sociable, I find. You're kind of true in that way, but in a different way, it's a great sport. But yeah, I see what you mean. Can be like that. Anyway, let me give you guys a tip, right? I'm going to give this to you guys for free, and this is something that I always share with my high paid clients who pay me, but I want to share it today for free. I appreciate you guys staying on for so long. Do you know one of the most powerful things that helps you to overcome any frightening fear, and it even works? It works on me. If you sit with a friend and have a conversation with the right person for, I would say between 1 hour and 2 hours. If you sit with someone that you trust and you like, and you tell them what you're afraid of in detail, and they've got the skill to listen and the experience to encourage you, you can pretty much overcome most fears. Does that make sense? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you have a good friend to speak to or a mentor, it doesn't have to be a male friend. It could be a woman as well. Someone who understands and cares and can listen. If you can get it out, it makes it easier to go and face it. And that's a huge part of my mentoring. So that's a little bit of a secret there that I do with my clients, and it works. It works amazing. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. If you really want to build more self-esteem, and I appreciate you taking the advice. Too funny, man. That was a funny comment that did make me laugh. He says, Timmy says, I've changed so much. He likes the Jonathan 2.0, but Berber was endearing. Sometimes it's fucking hilarious, man. Too funny today, man. Too funny. He says, sometimes I feel grief. It's too funny. Oh, that did make me laugh because he's gone. It's so funny. Maybe that's the funniest comment I've ever read in my life on YouTube. But your metamorphosis is quite amazing. You're a man now, bro. That's funny. Yeah, that's called aging. That's too funny, man. That's generally made me laugh. That was you're too funny, man. You should be in the comedian stand up. I want to be real with you, Jimmy, right? I am a bit disappointed that you never did coaching with me, because I honestly feel, right, and I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I've been coaching people now for almost 11 years. And I'm not afraid of rejection, especially when it comes to selling, right? Because you're a good person, and I appreciate your support. So I would help you anyway. But I just feel like we would have worked great together with the coaching, but that's okay anyway. Yeah, maturing, not aging. That really did make me laugh, man. That was funny, man. Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of people that have grieved because obviously I've changed quite a lot from when I started out, and I there is a death of the old identity and a birth of the new, but that's life. But that comment did make me laugh, man, when he said that you feel grief. I don't want you feeling grief, man. That's too funny, man. That's too funny. I make you guys laugh, yeah. I really regret switching off the super chat. I can't even get no super chats. All these other streamers are getting paid and everything, but that's all right. I make a good living in my business. Yeah, no pressure, man. No pressure. It's one of the things I teach in my business coaching, Jimmy. I teach my clients to be honest and not use manipulation, but to not be afraid to sell. If you think you can help someone and you've got value, which I know I have, a lot of my clients who do my business coaching initially are very scared of rejection. And I say, look, it's the same with talking to women. You've got to overcome it. You can't be afraid of no. You've got to face it. And if someone doesn't want to do your coaching and your business, then you've got to find gratitude in that. You can't be scared of that, because otherwise, number one, you're not going to help anyone. Number two, you're not going to make any money. And number three, you're not going to get any clients because you're too scared to go for it and reach out and offer. And that's a rule of thumb for all life. Oh, what you're talking about, David Brent, yeah? The Office. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, man, without the critics, especially the online ones, really got to thank them, man. Those guys freed me because, man, people don't understand until they've been through it. I need to make a separate video. Years ago, I was afraid of rejection, criticism, all these things, and I didn't succeed. I didn't try because of that. So when I started getting all that criticism, which was in 2012 or 13, it was so aggressive that it helped me overcome the fear. They freed me. And then I went on obviously to be successful. And now for me, success is really about the amount of people that I'm helping to be successful as well. So there's something to be said about that. And they'd like to hear that experience and they would get a lot out of it. Oh, sorry, Brent. I thought you was talking about a comedian that's famous in the UK, Ricky Gervais. You played a character, so I didn't realise that. Oh, your real life name is Brent. Oh, cool, man. I get it. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of people, some people online don't use their real name. I understand that. I mean, Johnny Berber wasn't my real name, so eventually I changed it. Sometimes you've got to get the courage to put your real name out there, but I understand people use nicknames. I'm still laughing at that comment that Timmy said about grieving because I changed my name, and obviously the changes that we've all gone through. Oh yeah, yeah. You got the American version in the States as well. Yeah, these streams have been good the last 2 days. I really enjoy them. Now, I was thinking the other day, guys, as well. I think this is a limiting belief on my part. I was thinking that I'm not going to have the energy to do these live streams at the moment because I'm doing events, I'm doing coaching, business coaching, so much different stuff. But now I'm doing it. I've got the energy. So that was a limiting belief. I don't know what you mean by am I a pure blood? So I can't really answer the question. But yeah, I keep reminding myself that this video is going to go live, and some people that are going to come on this stream, they're going to come on obviously when it's not live. So look, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for supporting the channel. Subscribe, like. I'm excited to see you keep building your confidence. And once again, if you want to do the weekend program, which is coming up on March the 11th, and send me an email. My email address is below. It should be below all my videos. At the moment, I don't have a website. Apologies for that. I'll be getting a new one soon. So if you send me an email, I can give you more information. I just want to remind you guys, there are limited spaces on the paid program. I'm only taking 4 students, so it's for guys that want to overcome social anxiety and build confidence in all areas of life. That can be with dating, business, talking to women, making male friends, family, new people, etc. So you're going to learn all the skills on the program. I'll be honest, like I am with all my clients, it's a challenging program in that you've got to come outside your comfort zone, but it's that's what's going to make you feel good when you face the challenge and you overcome it. No, no, nothing like that to me. No. Your questions are so out there and make me laugh. So off topic. I love how Timmy, like, you know, most of these streams that I do are on the area of confidence and social anxiety, and he hits me with these funny questions. So yeah, I think that will be it today, guys. It's getting on. I've got a client tomorrow, and I'm going to work on some other stuff on the business. Time flies on these things. So yeah, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it, guys. I hope you got a lot out of it today. We covered a lot of things. We started off with social anxiety, and then we kind of deviated into motivation, fear, confidence, mindset, courage. So yeah, to be continued. This is just the continuation of what I love to do, and that's help people in this area. So I'll speak to you guys soon, and hopefully I'll see you on some of the paid programs, and you'll continue to get a lot of value from the videos, the streams, the teachings, and I also hope to see more of you in person, so we can have a proper conversation in person rather than just on the internet. All right, have a great time, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.